So you guys know what vlog we're talking about, and what better way to start it, right? We are on the original Java. This probably is the 1960s or 1950s make, but the bike brand was actually started in 1930s. And how does this look? The new Java. This is the highest top end variant they have, the Java Parak, and looks sweet, na? What do you say, Rachi?
An Indian bobber basically.
It is an Indian bobber, and this is the cheapest bobber you can find it in the market. And
it looks like a hardtail. It's got a rear suspension, which is a monoshock, which is attached here, and it looks killer. It looks one of the best looking motorcycles in its class. Period. I don't think there's another motorcycle.
There is no rival for this bike right now in the market.
Absolutely.
So this is the only bobber which is sold in the market, and the other bobber, that is the Triumph bobber, which is what, more than 3 times to 4 times the price. This is what, 3.5 lakhs, and the new bobber is like 12 lakhs.
Yep. So the price you pay for this, you get a 375cc engine approximately.
Close to 35 bhp.
Yeah, so the power and torque are similar with 35 Newton meters and 35 PS. What I've heard is the ground clearance is pretty decent. It looks low, but it's got 145 millimeters of ground clearance. Can you just start her up and we listen to the bike? Again, for this bike, like the classics, the keys are not here, but to this side. All the bobbers are there. So let's just hear her up.
To be honest, not the greatest of sounds.
Yeah, it's a single cylinder engine, right?
The way the bike looks and the way the bike sounds is slightly off for me.
Because it's a single cylinder machine, you cannot expect the rumble of a multi-cylinder machine on this. And what I really like about this bike is the positioning of the rear lights. The rear lights are right under your bum basically. And the seat it looks like leather. I don't know if it's real leather or leatherette. And it's got a nice Parak label on it as well. The nice attention to detail is excellent. Paint qualities.
And also there are few people who will definitely ask whether this bike is a single seater or dual seat. But always there's a person who's looking at me right there doing nothing. You can park your bike there.
Yes, that is Deet. Aditya and Deet Vlogs.
So if you're asking me whether you can get this bike in a dual seat, stock, no, third party you can get.
But don't do it.
If you want a second dual seat for the bike, don't buy the Parak because you'll ruin the looks.
Yeah, absolutely. This bike is meant to look the way it is as now, and it looks really beautiful the way it does.
As standard, you get bar and mirrors, and I don't think so you get an LED light. But the weird thing about this bike, the speedometer is reverse. So 0 starts here and it's 160 here. So it's reverse, including the fuel gauge.
So it's quite confusing.
It's quite confusing. But I can only assure that after going for a test drive, we haven't ridden it. So watch you guys on the GoPro mode.
This is my first time actually riding this bike, and it feels small. It feels really small. I really like the switchgear. They are of excellent quality. First thing, the speedometer is quite far ahead. It is quite difficult to see what speed are you traveling at. The speeds I can see 40 is here, and I can see 120 car edge, and whatever speed is in between I need to guess based on where the clock is, and I can't see the speed. It's next to impossible. It's quite far ahead. The way it's handling, it's very predictable. You know what the tires and the wheels or the way bike is behaving. The position of the lever here right under us for the gear changing lever, it is very close to the exhaust. So you can see there, every time I basically change up, my feet touch the exhaust. I have never had such an experience on any bike, but because of that there is not enough room, I feel, for me comfortably to actually change up the gear. Bike has done about 5,300 kilometers, so it's pretty decently new. These mirrors are really good. They have good visibility and stuff, and the bike looks gorgeous. Yeah, the Parag name itself, and the gold on dark grey is a fantastic color combination. Somebody who wants to have a bike which is only for the purpose of enjoying these kind of stints in the city, just to go about your cafes and you're meeting with your friends and all on such a bike, it's a breeze. It's a wonderful thing. And it is plenty powerful enough. The brakes are good, and turns well. It doesn't feel like a cruiser or a bobber. It feels more should I say a very neutral position of a bike. Heading back, you can actually hear Srijan now and how and what he feels regarding this machine. Oh, the seat is firm. I thought it'll be more cushiony, the seat. I can feel every small thing. Okay, now I want to show you guys one thing. Okay, we are in first gear, so this is neutral. Press down, it is first, and then the lever still goes down further. Even if it is in first gear, although there are no more gears below that, it still goes further down. I don't know why. I've observed that even on Royal Enfields. It's there on this. Don't know why that is. You will go next.
Just look at the startup, guys. It is slow, and then the fuel, first the speedometer goes up, then the fuel gauge comes up. It's slightly slow, it's slightly weird. The speedometer is like reverse. Pretty much you have to get used to it. And to be honest, from the riding position where I sit, I can only see 20, 40, 120, 140 and 160. I don't see these speed digits here. I need to probably push forward to see 80 there. So the speedometer, first thing, is not a big up for me. And also that exhaust note. For this bike, I thought the exhaust note will be slightly more, rumbly, but this is it's okay. Okay, let's go on. Rohit is back from his ride. Okay, first thing, the bike is very short. I can easily flat foot. If I stand, I'm somewhere above the bike, literally. I can easily flat foot both my feet. If you are even 5'2" or something, you can flat foot this bike. But saying that, if you are close to 6, you will feel this bike is very cramped, because for my height, I'm feeling the knees are way too high. Oh, not the fan of the gearbox. It is very rough. Let's check out the brakes. Front brake is okay, back brake is bad. The seat is too soft for my liking, too extremely soft for my liking. This, Acha, there is a level. Okay, you get good sound wale horns, you get Activa wale horns, and this is usse bhi bittar. Probably nothing. Stupid horn. Beyond a certain RPM, you can feel the vibrations on the pegs, but not on the handlebar. Ooh, I felt that. Suspension is firm, guys. Suspension is definitely firm. And the power delivery is smooth. It is not aggressive. It is smooth. It's predictable. So if you want to do that KTM things, this is not like that. It is very gradual. For the looks of this bike, if I give 8 on 10 or probably 9 on 10 for the ride and the ride feel, I'll probably give it 4 on 10. I felt the CB Honda CB 350, the Highness rides better than this. That's not a bobber though, but I feel that bike rides better than this. I'm slightly cramped up. Okay. The regular switchgear, ignition kill switch, power switch, high beam, low beam, pass here on top, indicators, horn. Mirrors, though they are excellent to look at, I'm hitting this. You see that? It's happening. If I want to lift my hand, the mirror is obstructing my hand. Oh wow. The vibrations, the engine braking. I didn't like the gearbox. Hey, this is disappointing me, yaar. Power, give me power. That was close to 80. So acceleration is decent, but also the vibrations when you try to rev up the engine more also increases quite a lot. Even at this speed, I'm probably in 4th gear at 40 kilometers per hour. I can still feel the vibrations on the pegs, though the handlebar is not that vibey. The ground clearance is on the lower side, but you cannot just glide over bumps. You can feel the bumps, so you'll definitely slow down. So that will make sure you will not go very fast on the bumps. So let me park the bike here.
So we have the owner of the Parag Hilya himself, very camera shy person like most of us. But talk to me and tell us the advantages and disadvantages, what you felt ownership wise.
So first I would go to the advantages. The bike is very good in the city, but yeah, it feels a little laggy on highway. Could be better, but on a city I think it's a perfect bike for me at least.
That's what even I felt. Couple of problems which I faced personally. One with the speedometer which I couldn't see, and one with gear, especially shifting up. So is it a common problem which you face?
Actually, it is a common problem in all of the Parag, but I think it's manageable. Like you get used to it.
If it doesn't heat up, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
If it gets very hot with that
maybe
push.
in heavy traffic, you might find it a little problem. But overall, I think it's manageable as long as you wear shoes.
Obviously, you have to wear shoes whenever you ride any two-wheelers for your protection. And my hand is hurting holding this camera. So, any other problems which you faced, ownership problems with the bike so far?
No,
How was the
actually,
service?
many people had a problem with the Parag in the start. But personally, I didn't face any problem till now.
And mileage-wise?
Mileage, actually, the claimed mileage was 30, but I find it a little low on cities, maybe around 24, 25. On highways, you get around 30 to 31 is the maximum which I got.
So, mileage-wise, it is average for a bike of that class, basically.
No,
I think.
it is a little less compared to the 350s of the other segment.
of Royal Enfield. Okay, less mileage, more power.
More power, yes.
Okay, so that's what it is. Srujan Baba is back. How is it?
To be honest, don't get me wrong. I didn't like the way the bike rides. It's vibey.
Huh? I felt it was not vibey.
I felt the bike had vibrations on the foot pegs.
That is there.
A lot of vibrations on foot pegs. But the handlebar was okay. Seat was horrible. I felt cramped sitting on the bike because my knees were like on top. The back brace was little mushy. And I couldn't tell the speed I was doing.
The same thing.
Okay, those were Srujan's impressions, first impressions, what we are getting
I
live.
also gave a rating. The way the bike looks is 9 on 10. The way the bike rides is 4 on 10.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't feel the vibrations to be a lot. I found the vibrations only on the foot pegs. Handlebar, tank, there's no vibration again.
No, tank has slight vibrations, handlebar no vibrations.
Foot pegs,
A lot
yes.
of vibrations.
Speed you don't know. And gear changing.
Very rough.
No,
Gearbox
didn't you hit the exhaust when changing the gear?
No. But
Well, shifting up.
no, I did not. It depends upon the riding style, right? But my right hand and my left hand were constantly hitting the mirrors.
Huh. You don't have enough space. Room is less.
Yes.
But the mirrors are good. They good visibility.
Mirrors are good. They are not vibrating at all because the handlebar is not vibrating. All in all, I feel this bike is a looker more than a riding bike. You definitely cannot tour on this because the seating position is slightly weird because the knees are up. It's soft, but I can still feel.
You can feel everything on the road.
Everything.
It's very.
The suspension is extremely hard. A looker of a bike like you, but the way the bike rides is.
But will you have it in your garage if it's not your only bike?
If it's not my only bike, yes, definitely. If it's my only bike, no. So, yeah. Saying this, that's a review of the Parag, guys. Hope you liked it. And until the next one. Peace.
Love you guys. Machindu. Mas Maharaj.